Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new show. Welcome to the streams. Welcome to Elite Talk here on the All Star Sports Network. Welcome to the welcome all and welcome aboard and welcome to a brand new show. We're going to be talking about AEW and so much more here on All Elite Talk. So get ready for a brand new show. Get ready for the streams.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host Joe Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Joe Cole.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elite Talk, a brand new show here on the All Star Sports Network. And of course, we are streaming live across the internet and all social media platforms here tonight for you on this show. So, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. I'm awaiting my co pilot, Tyler. He's going to be here in a few minutes. He's going to pop in, and we're going to talk about all things, all elite wrestling, and of course, Dynamite that took place this past Wednesday night. It was a tumultuous week for wrestling, to say none the least. WrestleMania, the fallout from WrestleMania is still reverberating around the world. The controversy surrounding the WWE, the the sale of the WWE. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes here at wrestling. So, um, again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, um, it this is just absolutely have been a roller coaster of a ride for wrestling fans, to say none the least. Um, we got a terrible, terrible Monday Night Raw. We got a great Dynamite. Solid, a solid SmackDown last night. They talked about the draft and everything else in between. But what again? Like I said before, what is everyone's feelings about this draft? This WWE draft. I would like to get your thoughts on it and see if you can give me your feedback on it, because I would like to know your thoughts on it here at Elite Talk. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about Dynamite and everything else in between. Um, so I said before, and I'll say it again. I'm awaiting my co-pilot Tyler. I did send him the link to the show. I hope that he will be here very shortly. So we can get this party started, and we can get going here with all elite talk here on the Hardcore Sports Network, and of course, All Star Sports Network, and of course, all social media platforms. So if you are out there and you're watching the show, please smash that like button, hit that like button. And of course, subscribe to me, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports, subscribe to All Star Sports Network, subscribe to Philly Sports Talk, subscribe to everybody that you see here across the internet. Please subscribe right now and don't delay. Do it today, because we greatly appreciate it. For most of you who don't know who I am, and you're a new viewer, I am the host of the Wrestling Experience. Wrestling Experience comes to you each and every Thursday. And of course, I have different guests, different topics, different times that the show does air. but it does come to you each and every Thursday night, and we hope that you uh, tune in and watch that as well. Um, Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also the host of the Raw Watch Along, which happens each and every Monday night. And this Monday, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be celebrating our 10th episode of the Raw Watch Along. So I hope that you'll join us for that. It is going to be a fun time for all of us here on the networks. And of course, let's hope it's fun times, but we're here to entertain you anyway, to say none the least. Tyler is here. Let's just bring Tyler on and add him to the stream. There we go.
What
Ty-
is up?
Tyler, welcome to the debut of Elite Talk. How are you today, sir?
I am very swell today, man. I got some baseball on. Uh, Dynamite was very, very amazing this week. That card was perfect. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'm
I'm
ready.
I'm 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 great, man.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about a lot of things, Tyler, because this has been a week. This has been a week. We got a
Oh
lot of
my god, dude!
yeah, we got
Originally, let put it this way, people. Put it this way. This originally was supposed to be a SmackDown stream.
right,
What
right,
had
and
transpired this week made me so angry that I don't even want to watch WWE anymore until Vince leaves.
I mean this wasn't good. I mean, well, I'll bring you up to speed, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring you up to speed. Because I need to be role reversed in what I'm talking about because I have a show and I have a platform. So I thought me and Robert last night did SmackDown together, and I thought the show was solid. I thought the show was solid. It was more light years better than what we got on Monday night and the chaos that we got afterwards. Um, but again, you know something, Tyler, when you brought that up to me, and you were telling me about the Auschwitz thing. I did not. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When you do live streaming, and when you do these watch alongs and everything else, you're looking at so many video packages and so many matches that you just, if you blink, you miss something. And Robert and I, we were totally off guard. We were totally taken off guard
I
by
would,
the whole
and that
thing.
was me too. That was me too when I first saw the tweet from the Auschwitz Holocaust memorial service that runs that place as a historical venue. Um, I missed it too because this was at Mania that this was aired on, and it wasn't if you blink you missed it thing because they showed it as like a glimpse. Boom, 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 boom. We're back to this. It was a 2 second like picture clip. Like
Yeah,
it was in fact something that was like if you blink you miss it. But let me tell you, the Auschwitz Holocaust Memorial did not blink and did not miss it. They
you know,
screenshotted it.
yeah, and when I again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I did read a post last night from the WWE, from the Washington Post, and they did apologize. They did apologize for what happened, and they did remove it from the WWE's package immediately. They did remove it. So if you saw the encore presentation
You don't see it.
of WrestleMania, you're going to see something different. They had to edit it out. They had to
They
take it
basically,
out.
I think I saw it. They just completely removed it from that. They probably had to like do their like standard blackouts that they do to hide stuff.
Well, yeah, I believe what they did. I think what I from one the article that I read. What they did was, ladies and gentlemen, they fitted something else in there. They took something out
Oh, so
and
they
they
so they
fitted.
added something
Yeah, they
in.
added
Okay.
something in and they took it out. So
Because you
that's
can't,
a
because with a vignette like that, you can't really do your standard blackout that Peacock does to
right,
hide different stuff. So I'm glad
right.
they actually did use something else to fit in there. But
Yeah,
still, it's screwed WWE at this point for me. I'm not gonna watch WWE until Vince goes. Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, this wasn't. This was. First of all, I'm sorry to cut you off, Robert, but I mean, Tyler.
no,
Um,
no, you're good. You're good,
uh,
man.
I, here's the thing. First of all, one black eye, one strike they had was the Raw. The other strike was night number two of WrestleMania. Strike number three, what they told the staff backstage. And strike number four, what they're doing to the talent right now. So there's a
For
lot
me,
of
for me,
tumultuous.
this is not strike four. This is like strike 2 billion and some change
Right,
for
right,
me
right, right.
because they've messed up so
Yeah,
many times.
yeah. Um, yeah. So, folks, it wasn't a good week for the WWE. Wasn't a good week.
Oh, come on, Philly.
Wasn't a good
Sorry,
week. That's
but
okay. Yeah, so baseball season is back. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just to let everybody know that this Monday night, we're going to have our 10th episode of the Raw Watch Along. And I'm bringing the baseball scores back. So tune into that. We're going to have all of that encompassed in the Monday Night Raw. And let's hope that Raw this week will be a lot better and a lot improved
and
from last week.
I hate to say this, Earl. With me boycotting WWE, I can't be on that show until further notice, man.
Yeah, I
I
know.
can't.
I understand. I understand, Rob. I understand, Tyler. I understand.
I love
Um,
how you
uh,
keep. I love how you keep calling me my best friend's name. That's
sorry.
great. Hey, Rob, I'm you now.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, let's get to the AEW
Yeah,
stuff.
let's get to the AEW stuff, man. Oh man.
But yeah, Rob, I'm you. How's that feel?
That's how good friends you are. See, that's what
Yeah.
happens. That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you
See,
deal
we're
with two
we're
good
blended
people.
together so yeah, we're blended together so well as best friends. You can't tell the difference between who the hell we are.
Oh, I can tell the difference. I just can't get the.
Oh,
I just. Well,
oh,
no, 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 no hating,
you
no
just got
hate.
roasted, Rob.
Oh no, I love you, Robert.
Yeah, it's all
Rob,
love. It's
it's
just it's a
all
lovable roast. It's a lovable roast.
love. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this for a second. MJF's day. MJF's day. What? What? How fun was that? How
Bro.
entertaining was that?
The entire time I'm full on belly laughing that my stomach muscles hurt and I'm crying. That was absolutely hilarious.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was.
This
You know what?
dude, this
Go
dude
ahead.
really showed up with a 2-song set list in a band.
Yeah. This was. You know what it reminded me of, Tyler? It reminded me of the Tonight Show, and it reminded me. I said, "What happened to Miss?" All we needed was the late great Ed McMahon, and it would have been an icing on the cake.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if just Jimmy Fallon just randomly shows up because he's the current host of the Tonight Show? Jimmy Fallon just randomly just shows up.
It was funny. It was
It was.
entertaining. It was entertaining. It was funny. I loved it. I love the way MJF was singing. He's a typical heel. You can't take him seriously. He's a typical heel. He's one of those heels, ladies and gentlemen, that you just want to smack the snot out of. That's the way he
There's
is.
there was a few times. There was a few. The one thing that made me wanted to just climb into the TV and punch the shit out of him was when he was talking to Takashita, the way he was talking to him,
Oh yeah.
calling him
Takeshita.
Takashita and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah,
climb into the TV and punch him.
yeah. I know, but that's the way he is.
But that's how he is, man. He's a
That's a
heel. He's a
heel.
great
That's
heel.
a heel. That is a
Yeah.
heel.
When
That's
he
a
makes you
heel.
want to when he makes you want to climb into the TV and punch him in the face,
Right. That's a
you know
heel.
he's a great heel.
That's a heel, ladies and gentlemen. That is what a
Yes.
heel does. That is what a
Yes.
heel does. A heel, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what a heel does, a heel, a heel pushes your buttons like MJF. He pushes your buttons to the point where you just want to just choke the snot out of the person. That's what MJF does. That's what he does.
He doesn't just push buttons, he crosses lines.
Yes, he does. Yes,
Because
that too.
look what he did to that kid at Revolution where he poured a drink all
Oh,
over the kid.
and the people were carrying on the internet. I was like, come on.
He's a freaking heel, man.
Oh,
Come on. Like,
the kid was traumatized. No, he wasn't.
you got a whole dude, my buddy here got a whole trash can pulled all over him.
Yeah.
By MJF.
Well, come on, man, come on. I mean, come on. I mean, like I said before, I say it again. If you all don't know the story, Lance Archer was when I went to the AEW show in Newark. Lance Archer I was sitting in the seat. I had garbage
Oh, it was
thrown
Lance
on.
Archer, not MJF. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah. It was Lance Archer. He threw the garbage on me. He told me to get up out of the seat so he can use it. I That's a heel. That's what heels do. That's what he does. You think I was going to get up and swat him? No. That's what he's in character. That's what a heel does.
Man, let me tell you something. If that shit was televised, I'm hoping that you did. I'd pay money to see that. You just get up out of your seat and punch a dude, just clock the dude. Just clock the dude in the face.
I'm like, these are my new jeans, you fool. Boom.
Yo, these cost me $100. Pop.
Exactly.
I'd pay to see you do that.
And I think you would have lost your mind too.
Dude, I would have went nuts. See, I'm like, dude, I just clocked him in the face. Basically, just pull a Rey Mysterio to Dom and just clock him in the face.
Right, exactly. And me getting arrested and thrown out of the arena. Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah. He's getting the Stone Cold treatment right now. He's getting arrested.
Oh boy, yeah. But those are heels, ladies and gentlemen. That's what heels do. That's what they do. The Blackpool Combat Club promo. Oh my gosh, this was vicious. I mean Brian Danielson as the new leader of the Blackpool Combat Club. I mean, whoo man, what he did to Hangman Adam Page.
I knew it was gonna happen, and I know this is gonna set up blood and guts, and I am more than excited for this.
Yes.
More than excited.
Yes. Yes.
I'm excited for both. I'm excited for both the men's and the women's. You know, you have the men's with BCC versus whoever he's Hangman and the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Team WWE and Team AEW with Britt Baker and her team going up against Saraya and her team.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great, dude. It's gonna be great.
Tyler, I am an investor in it, and I'm gonna soup it all up. I'm gonna take all that soup, that bread, that everything, that pasta, and everything else. Just bring it on,
bro. I don't
on.
care. I don't care how hot the soup is. I'm pouring it all over my face. I don't care. I am excited for this. I don't care how hot. I don't care how floating hot the soup is. I'm pouring it down.
Right. I again, like I said, I love it. I love it. I'm a total investment in this, and it reminded me of the fork spot. When he took the fork out and he was. Oh.
I'm still gonna rib you. You brought it up. This man slipped out an F-bomb on our stream. You guys can go rewatch that. By the way, the replay is available all over the internet. But
it's all over. It
but
really is.
this man sits there and it slips out. He goes, "What the fuck?"
I mean, because again,
And then
Tyler,
he immediately regrets it. Looks at me wide eyed with his mouth covered. I'm like, dude, it's okay.
because I was looking at Tyler because I was like, okay, now Tyler's looking at me. Now I know everyone else is going to start looking at me, and I said,
I
is
mentioned
this
it.
approved?
Here's the thing. I mentioned it, and then everybody else just looks at you. So if it
I,
wasn't for me mentioning it, it would have gotten swept out of the rug. But I was not going to let that slip by.
no,
I was not letting that go.
I know you weren't. I know because Tyler looked straight at me, and I was like, ooh, did I say something I wasn't supposed to say? Do
You
I need to
looked
get
at
off
me
the
with
air?
you looked at me and your eyes looked like saucers. Your mouth's covered. Like, did I? Oops, I didn't mean to say that.
It's just like,
I'm thinking the same thing because of that spot. Because he's stabbing the crap out of his forehead with a
yeah,
fork.
yeah,
So I kind of get why it slipped out of you. Because I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck, too?
right. I was saying to myself, like, when that happened, ladies and gentlemen, I was saying to myself, it's like, oh my gosh, Mitch is gonna boot me from the street.
Nah, he's okay. He's okay with that, man. He's okay with that. Hell, I dropped like 2 F-bombs just now. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think he
I
cares.
know. I know. No, no, I know. I know. I know. We were just kidding around, ladies, but I'm just kidding around. But um,
Bro was acting like the FCC was gonna come after him right after that. Like we were on TV or something.
right, exactly. It's just like, oops.
Bro better look out of his window. The FCC is gonna be after him.
Exactly. But anyway, the segment was good. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
segment. It was a lot of fun. It was vicious. It was hard hitting. And to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, like Tyler said, this is gonna lead to blood and guts. This is gonna lead to blood and guts, and I can't wait to see what happens there. You know, maybe,
And
maybe,
will my buddy here drop another F-bomb at that event?
maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Yep.
You never know what's in this cook pot. um,
It's my fault. It's my fault. While you were not looking, I dropped that F in the cook pot. I dropped it in there. Not you looking.
You opened the lid and you threw it in there.
I opened it and I just there's a little bit of F bombs in there, you know, little dab here and there.
And there's nothing wrong with a little dabadulia, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope, nope.
No,
At least it wasn't poison. At least it wasn't poison.
exactly, exactly. So Tyler? What did you make of Tony Khan's announcement?
Really, Tony? Again? Oh, I've got this extravagant announcement, and then it ends up being nothing.
Well, it was a huge.
Every single time.
Yeah, well,
Every time. He's 4 for 4 for stupid announcements after saying that he was going to have a big announcement.
And it was earth-shattering announcement.
Oh, so earth-shattering. Oh, the earthquake. Right. Yeah, right, Tony. Okay.
So
earth-shattering.
Right. If you didn't know the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, the AEW is going to go all in. And that will happen on August the 27th in London, England.
Here's the thing. Why are you going to advertise this big announcement when you posted what you were going to say hours before on your social media?
He did?
He did. Hours before they had announced it. They advertised it hours before. And he says, oh, I got this big announcement. It's the same thing he posted that he announced. Oh my God, Tony. We know this.
Oh my! Well, I didn't know this. I did not know that part.
Yeah, it was already posted. I think it was like an hour or two before the event.
Oh my!
He had posted it. I'm like, Tony, you have this big announcement. You could have left it hush hush, and we would have been like, oh my God, But no, you said it before, and now
Oh
we're like,
my,
oh my god, we already know this.
oh my God. Okay. Well, that was a big letdown, ladies and gentlemen. In the expectation of the air balloon, that came right
So
out.
is so is every other big announcement Tony's ever had.
Right. 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 So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's happening in London. It's their debut, and they're going to do it in Wembley Stadium, big stadium. I think this is the biggest stadium show that the AEW is going to be putting on. 90,000 people inside Wembley Stadium. Now, I don't know if Tony Khan and his crew can sell out a 90,000 seat stadium. If I was Tony Khan, I would really bring down the figure to probably 60 or 50,000. That is probably what you probably can do at best. But I don't think you should be shooting for the stars and trying to sell out a 90,000 arena. I
Yeah.
don't I don't think you should be trying that. This is your
Then again, he did sell out a big arena known as the Target Center, which is
well,
basically an NBA arena.
yeah,
So
but
I
man,
so I don't
yeah,
know, but I do agree. For me, I feel like constantly Tony is trying to shoot for the stars, and sometimes most of the time it's bitten him right back, and
yeah,
it's been a detriment to him. So I do agree on that regard that he needs to stop shooting for the stars and competing with WWE. You
yeah,
know, be your own, stay in your lane, be your own company. Fans will follow, and we'll love you for it. You know, we
right,
didn't
exactly,
we love this company because they're different from WWE. They're not trying to be what they're not.
right,
They're AEW. And also quit the dissing of WWE and also the whole Soraya thing. She did
right.
not want to go through with the whole immediately dissing WWE. She says, I love the company too much. And when Tony told me to say that, I regretted it right after. That's what she said. And that's the thing. You think that these wrestlers say this on their own accord, dissing the company. It's not. It's Tony, because Tony has resentment towards WWE for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't like WWE. Okay, I get it. I understand it and I get it. But the thing is that week after week after week, you keep putting these elements of dissing WWE into your show. Stop worrying about WWE. Stop worrying about what they're doing. Stop worrying about what's going on with their world. Stop worrying about. Focus on what you do. And you need to be a boss, Tony Khan. And that's
Yes.
another thing, too.
Yes.
I'm going to bring that out. He needs to stop being a fan of these wrestlers and start being a boss. Stop, stop making your
What
locker room look like a three-ring circus.
and what really bothers me, he doesn't shake these wrestlers' hands.
No,
He full on gives them hugs. Like,
yeah,
dude, you're a boss, not a friend. Be
right.
a boss,
And
dude.
it's just
Like,
like he doesn't he treats them like they're the friend that he's gonna meet in a restaurant and everyone's gonna sit down and have dinner. No, you can't do that, Tony Khan. That's not the attitude you should have with your
no,
wrestlers. That is
no.
not the attitude you should have. You are a CEO of a company. You hiring
You get.
other
I
people.
mean, you can be nice to these wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. You can be nice to them, but
Right.
don't be incredibly nice to where you're not doing your job. If somebody acts out, you're not putting your foot down.
Yeah, or you're buying them dinner, or you getting them a free hotel room, or you're doing this, or you're no, you don't do that. You don't do that.
See for me, the whole free hotel room thing and the dinner thing. I mean, the dinner thing, yeah, they can pay for their own dinners, but I would, if I was the boss of a company like that, like WWE or AEW, I would pay for their hotel.
Right.
I would pay for their flights
Okay.
because look, you're traveling constantly. You're spending all this money for dinner, your expenses, paying your bills, all this other stuff for your home life, for your families.
Right.
Let me pay for your hotel. Let me pay for your flights because you deserve that. You work for me. You scratch my back, I scratch yours in that situation.
Oh, okay.
But if you act out, I'm firing you or I'm suspending you or I'm gonna take action. Tony Khan's like, you messed up one time, you're fine.
Yeah, and
You
that's his
said this to
attitude.
somebody one time, you're fine. I'm not suspending you, you're fine.
Right, and that's his
That's an
attitude.
issue. Look what happened to Sammy Guevara, right? I'm gonna go here. I'm going
Right.
to go right here, right? Sammy Guevara, that situation with Mercedes Monet, who
Hmm.
was at the time Sasha Banks, what he
Right.
said he was going to do to her. I'm not going to mention what. It rhymes with grape. You can take it as you will.
Oh, jeez.
But Tony Khan's like, oh, here's a job. Here's TV time. Here's this. Here's that. No suspension. That's an issue. That is a big issue. You don't. If somebody had said something like that, I'm not suspending you. Your ass is getting fired.
That's right.
I'm not giving you a slap on the wrist with that situation. And that's where Tony messes up. The only time he got it right was the CM Punk situation. That's where he finally woke up and said, I'm putting my foot down.
Well, he had to do that. He had to
He
do
had
that.
to.
He
Because
had
it
to
was getting
tell.
so
It
it
was out
was
of
go
control.
it was so out of control that you had chairs being thrown, people being bitten. Yes, bitten
Yeah,
for some reason.
you all acting like immature, like children.
They
And
were acting like they were acting like high school kids.
yeah, and I
High school kids do that shit.
yeah, I mean, biting somebody on their back and all. I was like, what are you
The biting,
doing?
that's kid like. But the fighting and the chair throwing and everything like that,
I
that's high
mean,
school shit.
I mean, when I heard that, I was like, you bit somebody on the back? I was like,
Why would you
what?
bite somebody? Like what? That's like something
What?
a kid would do to their brother when they're like 5.
I was like, what are you doing? Are you guys adults or children? Like, what is this? And this is why William Regal. That's why the one of the reasons why Regal left AEW because he said, and he said it correctly. He said it was like working for Sesame Street. The backstage was so immature, it wasn't even funny. I mean, there was no seriousness to it.
The only mature ones that I know of, Britt Baker, she's mature.
Right,
Um, Ruby Ruby Soho and her faction, they're mature.
right,
The Elite's immature.
right.
Um, Hangman Page, what he said, immature. He shouldn't have did what he did, cutting that promo, without notifying CM Punk, and CM Punk is right on that regard. But CM Punk's
Exactly.
immature because he flipped out in that scrum,
Right,
and he started a fight with his
right,
buddy. He was also immature, and he's like, "What, 40? You need to act your age.
right,
Stop acting like you're 15. Act 40."
right.
But but then the reason why we're talking about Tony Khan is before that happened, this man was acting like, "Oh, I'm your buddy, I'm your pal, I'm your homie, I'm your boy."
No,
Instead of saying I'm your boss, you need to act straight or you're done
well,
for.
that's what I mean. I've
Yeah,
said this.
I get exactly what you mean. I get exactly what you mean, man.
Yeah,
But but that's where he messed up, and I'm glad it took that situation for Tony Khan to finally kind of wake up. In a sense, he needs to still fully wake up and start treating these people like, you know, that's that they're the boss. He's the boss. And that's where he messes up at. He's
right,
messed up at that for like 3-4 years. So
right.
I mean, look at your father, Tony. Look at Shad. He's running that team like a business. That's what you need to do. You need to run
Yeah,
your team, your roster, your wrestling company as a business.
right,
Business first become business first when you're a boss, friendship second.
right.
Outside the company, outside work, yeah, you can be a little bit buddy buddy to your employees. That's fine. But inside that job, inside the arena, inside those walls, you're a boss.
Right, exactly. Because the thing is that look, listen, if you want new advertisers, if you want new sponsors, if you want everything here, you got to be mature.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to want to sign no to their. They don't want to attach their name or their brand to somebody who can't control your staff and you are immature or you don't know what that or you don't know what's going on here. And it's you can't have a wrestler control your locker room. Can't have that. Now, say what you
Nope.
want about WWE. Say what you want. Triple H would never, or even Vince would never allow wrestlers
Oh hell
control the
no.
locker room.
Hell
No,
no.
no,
Hell,
absolutely not.
you had you literally had and case in point here is Matt Riddle's situation
Hmm.
where he was caught, I think, in his house or in his locker room doing cocaine, and he got suspended for as long as he did.
Yeah, he did.
And I commend the company for that because that's a newsflash. That's a hard drug, meaning that's a crime.
Right, exactly.
So for them to suspend him, that was a good move for
Yep.
them because they put their foot down and said, "Look, that's not okay. Clean up your act. Go to rehab," which he did,
Right.
and quit this.
Right.
And then we'll have you come back. And he was out for a long time. This was not like Vince McMahon with the Jeff Hardy situation. Go to rehab. Go to
Exactly.
maybe one AA meeting, and then you'll be fine. And then within a month, you're back. No,
Right.
he was out for almost a year for this, and that's what Tony Khan needs to do. Oh, you're acting the fool here. You're doing something heinous. Suspended. You're gone for a while
Right.
until you can
Exactly.
straighten yourself out.
Exactly.
And that's what he needs to do, and he has not done that. And
Right.
and and albeit it's been relatively quiet on AEW's front in the locker room, like relatively quiet.
Right.
But that's what he needs to do when a problem arises. But back to the recap of the show.
Right.
We kind of
We
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 kind
kind
of
of
went
we kind of
veered
went
off.
in. Yeah, we kind of went in and out, in and out. We weaved out of traffic, ladies and gentlemen, and pulled over to the side of the service road, and gave you a little bit of our synopsis. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. Let's continue.
Bro, put this sucker in gear. I got to get off this highway.
Okay. All right. I was enjoying some of your stories, Tyler, and everything else in between. So I thought we should pull over. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. FTW champion Hook took on all Ethan Page. I thought the match was great.
Yeah, I thought it was too, man. I thought it was. I
Yeah,
really did.
I thought it was great. The match was great. The match was fun for what it was. Hook is something not something short of sensational. I love Hook. I love me some Hook. Again, like I said before, and I'm saying again, I want to see Hook in some really important like spotlight matches, some really good home matches. I want to see him take on somebody high caliber. That's what I mean. That is what I mean. I want to see Hook in some good matches. Like for example, I'll give you an example, like him and Adam Cole. Something like that. Something like that. Maybe
Bro,
not like
that would be shut up, take my money type of match.
yeah. I want to see something like that. I want to see Hook challenge to the max. And
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. That's what I'm looking for here.
I agree, brother.
Yep. Absolute Ricky Stark took on Juice Robinson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that match never took place. That was a no contest. And why? Well, Mr. Jay White showed up and they together beat the stew. They beat the living stew out of Mr. Starks. And it looks
I've
like
got
Jay
it. Huh? Go ahead,
and Jay
finish.
White Jay White looks like he's all elite.
He is. And I got a question for you, Earl. Do
Yes.
you breathe with the switchblade?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. Me too. Me too, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ride 'em high, ride 'em low, ride 'em all the way to the gold. Yes, ladies and
Yep.
gentlemen.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take it all
This,
the way to gold, brother. Take it all
yep,
the way to gold.
exactly. Dylan, what's up? How are you? Hit that like button.
How you doing, brother?
Um,
Yeah, smash that
yeah,
like button, brother.
hit,
Elbow. Yo, climb up that top rope. Elbow that
and
bitch, man.
yeah,
Elbow it.
yes.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, he was. I forgot. He's been gone for like so long. I didn't even know it was 3 months. Only 3 months. Thank you, Damien.
right. Thank you, Dave. Listen,
I didn't know it was 3 months. Sorry about that mistake, man.
sorry.
Um, I don't
Um,
know if CM Punk needs an apology.
no,
It's
I
it's more
disagree.
so he needs to apologize himself because
No, I.
he's done cause problems everywhere he goes, dude.
Yeah,
It's
he's
him.
a
It's not the elite. It's not Hangman. It's him.
it's him, and he's got issues. He's got some
Hook
deep
versus
seated issues.
Danielson. Oh,
Hook
that'd be
versus
awesome.
Danielson. I
I'd
would
be in.
like to see that.
I'd be down.
I'll be down. Or him and Yuta. I'll be down with that too.
Yo, him and Mox.
Oh, him and Moxley. Oh
Woo!
boy. Take my money, please. Um.
I mean, it would make the most sense for him and Mox because of his dad and his lineage and his hardcore lineage.
Right. Exactly.
It would make a lot of sense.
Right. Um. So. So like I said, the match never started. Match never got underway. I think what's going to happen here is Juice Robinson and Jay Lethal are going to team up as a tag team, and they want to take on Ricky Starks and a partner of his choosing. And I think that will happen at Double or Nothing. And I think that's the road that they're going to be traveling on. I think that is
Who do you
exactly.
who do you think his partner's going to be?
Um, that's a great question. Um, he's going to have to pick somebody in that locker room that he can trust.
Yeah.
That's not going to stab him in the back. Um, that's um, that's something we're gonna have to wait and see who he picks because I mean there are guys in the locker room that could work with this scenario. Um, I don't know. Takeshita would be one of them. Um, so the list is
I feel like the
endless.
only problem with Takeshita is that he's in the middle of this whole thing with
Yeah,
Kenny Omega
yeah, the Kenny Omega feud. Yeah, so
and this whole won't he turn heel? Like that's the whole thing.
right. Yeah, so
Will he join what's his face? Forgot. I forgot his name. The manager of Kenny Omega. Will he join him?
oh
Um,
yeah, Don Callis.
Don Callis. That's who. Will he join Don Callis?
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Well, okay, so Takeshita is out.
Yeah.
But there are other men in there that could work for this feud. Um, I was
Stocks and
gonna
Hobbs. Yeah, right.
Stocks and Hobbs. No, that
Yeah, right. I
no,
knew he was
no.
joking though. I
No,
knew he
I
was
know.
joking.
Dylan, no. No, that wouldn't work.
That'd be the
I
funniest odd couple though. Like, didn't you just turn on me like 2 months, like a few months
right,
ago?
right, exactly. I, I, I'm gonna have to
Or
think
didn't you
about
turn me a
that.
year ago? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think it
Now
was
you
a
want to
year
team with
ago.
me?
Right. I think I'm not. I don't know. I'm gonna sit down and think about that. Honestly,
I think Darby's a cop out because he's always like the resort that they would go to for
well,
mystery
exactly.
partners half the time.
Right. I
That would
think
be
with
too worn out and tiring for
right.
fans. Like, up here we go. Darby's the mystery partner again for somebody.
It'd be really cool, but I know it won't happen. Right now he's in a tug of war with the WWE, and I don't know if he would re-sign with them or not, but I think if they would have let him go through the door and he would go to AEW, I think he would work well there. Drew McIntyre would be somebody that would be a surprise.
Yeah,
Um,
but his contract isn't up yet. But
No, I know. I know.
if he does decide to walk away from the company, which honestly, that's his best bet if Vince is coming back. Even though Vince did think highly of him when he did come back to the company. Um, if he decides like, you know what, the money talks are not working for me, because this is what it's about. Like they're not reaching an agreement for the contract.
And it's
That's the
also his
only issue.
booking. And the other issue is his booking. He's not happy with
Yeah,
his
his
booking.
bookings kind of faltered a bit. Um, so I that if they can't make a happy medium creatively and economically,
Hmm.
I could see him in AEW for sure. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. You
But
know,
then
and
again, I don't want him to go to AEW because I don't want yet another wrestler signed to AEW.
right,
They've
right,
signed
right,
so
right.
many people. It's
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
know. Yeah, I know. So
That's why Tony. That's why Tony was like, I'm buying Ring of Honor so I can put like half of the talent on there,
right,
because before Ring of Honor, half of those talent that's on Ring of Honor now were stuck on Dark,
right.
and you had people like Sky Blue stuck on Dark. You had people like who signed, by
Hmm.
the way. Congratulations on signing Sky Blue.
Yeah,
Um,
and congratulations on signing Nigel McGuinness too.
and Nigel McGuinness, congratulations. He's going to be the third guy for Ring of Honor's uh commentary team.
Right.
So congratulations, Nigel. I loved you in WWE with your commentary. So I know you'll do great things for Ring of Honor for sure. But that's why Tony had to move all that talent to Ring of Honor and buy Ring of Honor and put all that talent there, because he had nowhere else to put him, because he was just signing people left and right and center. He needs to not do that. So
Right.
I honestly could see a return to Impact for Mr. Drew Galloway, formerly known as McIntyre. I can see that.
Exactly.
I can see a return to Impact.
I can see that. I can see that wholeheartedly. Um. So, well, I'm gonna sit down and wait and see what happens. I'm gonna sit down and wait and see.
Oh, really? It was his contract's
Yeah.
already up? Oh yeah, yeah, because they
Yeah.
were
The
working
contract
on
is
it.
of the day. Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense, and that's
That's
probably the
why
reason
he
why he
didn't.
lost, was because
Right.
he wasn't really set on re-signing at that time.
Right.
So they had him lose, and now he's still unsure because of that loss.
Right. Um. Thank you for that, Damien. I
Thanks,
appreciate.
Damien. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yep. We appreciate it. Okay. The AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter took on Riho. Loved it.
Really, really good match.
Yep. Loved it.
Like I know the size difference thing puts off a lot of people, and I told this to Rob Thursday on the It's For Me podcast. I know the size difference. Rio's built like me, like scrawny and short. I get that. That's like putting me against a Brock Lesnar, you know,
Yeah, but
or me against like any other wrestler
but
on the card.
I always say, I have a saying, ladies and gentlemen. I always have saying for people that are like 5'9", 5'10", little but lethal. You know,
That's what Rio is. And there's
little
also
little
another.
but lethal.
Yeah, that's what Rio is, man. That's what Rio is. She's little, but she can go, man. She's lethal.
Let me tell you something.
She could kick the living hell out of
Yeah,
you.
let me tell you something. You don't ever estimate somebody that is a size a quarter short of what you think they are, because you just never know what they can come out with.
And
You
and,
know,
and just like the classic saying goes, it ain't the size of the what was it? Ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the
yeah,
size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah,
Rio has
exactly.
that dog in her, man.
Yeah, man, she's like Pitbull. She doesn't. She wants to latch onto you, and she just wants to just bite the stew out of you, and everything else in between.
Yeah, she could. She's all. She's not. She's all bark, but she's also all bite. That's the thing.
Exactly,
So so
exactly.
she's great. She's great, and I love the match. Great match. I knew she wasn't gonna win because Jamie Hayter's over, and she hasn't. She needs to have like a few title defenses to just fill out her reign, you
Right,
know,
exactly,
and to
exactly.
look like a fighting champion. So it was a great
Right.
move, and she also agreed to the match, and it's also baby face versus baby face, so it makes sense. And I was expecting, a no contest though,
I was expecting that as well, but no,
but
it was a clean win
it was a clean
and it was
finish, clean
clean
win,
finish and clean win, clean finish.
handshake to
Haters,
end it, go about your day, fine,
yep, and that was it. Yeah, Rey Mysterio is another person that's small, but he's compact,
bro.
and he can kick
Here's the thing
behind.
about Rey Mysterio. This man is so fast and he flies so much, you don't know where the hell he is
No,
half the time,
exactly,
and you're
exactly.
confused. And
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
a
that's why
whirling
he's so that's
dervish.
why he's so lethal because he flies every which way. You're
Right,
confused on where the guy is. You look around, he's flying in your face, and you're
right.
done. That's what happens with Ray, man. And that's why
Yeah,
I love that little dude.
yeah. I agree. I
I
agree
do
with
see
you.
Ruby Soho getting the title.
Yeah,
Um, I don't see Tony getting the title because he's already had it. I do see Soraya getting the title too. So we'll end up seeing all three of them that have had that title.
right,
So it's going to be Soraya and Ruby that's going to get the title
right.
soon.
I think you're right, and I agree with the assessment.
Yeah,
I
somebody had to ask that question, so
Yeah.
had to answer it
Well,
for
well,
him.
well. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for that question, and we
Thank you for
greatly
that question.
appreciate
That's a
it.
great question.
Yeah,
Great
that
question.
is excellent. Um, we're up to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. The AEW Tag Team Titles. Well, for grabs. The
If
FTR
FTR loses, if
loses.
FTR loses
They're
this
out of
match,
here.
they are gone.
They're gone.
Gonzo, done. They 2 weeks notice. No 2 weeks notice or nothing. They are
Right.
out of
Braves
AEW.
fan, hi, how are you? Thank you for popping into the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Hit the
Hey,
like button
Braves fan, how you doing?
and please hit the like button and subscribe to all our channels. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, follow
Um,
us on the All Star Sports Network. Follow us on the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow Earl's channel. Follow the Philly Sports Talk podcast channel, which is mine
mhm,
and Rob's channel.
mhm,
Um, and hit the like button.
exactly.
Honestly, don't just hit the like button. Climb up the top rope, elbow drop it, or leg
Right,
drop it, or
right.
or hell, give it an AA for all I care.
Or give that like button a Canadian destroyer.
Give it an
Whatever.
RKO. Give it a 619, brother.
Exactly.
Give it any move you choose.
Exactly. Yeah, so the match was a banger. This main event was a banger. From
As
soup to nuts,
expected.
great chemistry in the ring. Love the nuance. Love everything
And let
about
me
it.
tell you, something before we get to, more of this match. The goddamn guns entrance theme.
Yes, I loved it.
That
New
was so
entrance still.
awesome.
That was the boss.
They
That was the
used they used the
legit
OG
boss.
they used the OG rap. They used 50 Cent for it. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love the new Guns entrance music. I think it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It was fantastic. The match was fantastic. They tried
equally as
every
fantastic.
yeah, they tried everything to get disqualified. Paul Turner was not having none of it. He said, "I'm not ringing the bell. I'm not doing this. You're just gonna have to continue with this match." And
Man, Paul Turner Every time he reps, he does not play. Him and Aubrey. Him and
Yeah,
Aubrey, they
yeah,
don't play,
they
man.
don't play around. No, they
They
don't.
don't play, dude.
No, they don't.
Aubrey, she gets pushed half the time, and she's ready to punch him in the face.
Right, exactly. She don't care if she loses her referee license. She's gonna knock the snot out of you.
I don't care if Tony Khan fires me after this. I'm punching you in your face if you push me again.
Exactly. I mean, tough, scrappy, ready to go. So the match was great. I mean, one point in the match, they hit Cash Wheel, I think, in the Beans and the Franks to try to get disqualified. That didn't work.
Not the beans and the franks.
Yeah, right in the Beans and the Franks. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it. Yes, roast it up in a skillet and give it to you. Yes. Yes,
Thank
ladies and
you.
gentlemen. You gotta
Let's
love the Earl.
go.
You gotta love the Earlisms here, ladies and gentlemen, that I bring to you each and every week on my
That's the
show.
funniest ones. Calling the crotchular area the beans and the franks.
Yes.
That's like the best one. And for me to call that area the crotchular area is funny as hell.
Yes, it is.
As is.
I don't think knowing you as long as I know, I don't think I've ever heard you say that before. That's interesting.
That's
Um,
the first time I've ever said that, and I just
yeah.
figured out how funny that was. The crotchular area. So that's the
Anyway,
first time I'm hearing it come out my mouth.
right, exactly. Anyway,
Pause, by
ladies,
the way.
right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have brand new tag team champions.
Yes.
FTR kept the belts and they re-signed with AEW and they signed on the dotted line. They're not go like Triple H said on Monday night. We're not going anywhere, and neither is FTR.
Yep.
So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that was dynamite. That was dynamite. It was
Now
it was great.
it was, man. It was a great show. I'd give it a solid A plus.
Yep,
The show.
yep. I
I give
agree.
this a solid A plus show from
Yep.
top to bottom. The card was stupendous, and I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, FTR are goats. Yes, you are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would.
Oh yeah, the FTR is the greatest team of all time. Like
Yeah,
right now,
man. They're
they're
great.
in my top 5 teams for
They're
sure.
great.
They are.
They're great. Um. So, ladies and gentlemen, all elite talk is about to
Yes,
come to a close. But, ladies and gentlemen,
elite.
we the elite
I mean,
talk.
I mean, are we missing a show or does Rampage not matter to us?
Um. Rampage last night. Well, Rampage was I thought it was okay. Here's the thing that I don't. Here's the thing that a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads at here. The matches were great. The matches were good last night. Rampage was great. The only problem that I have, the only gripe that I have, they need to move it. They need to move it to a better time slot. They really do. And and as far as the Battle of the Belts go last night, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine for what it was. A lot of people says that that should be a separate show. It should have its own show. Um,
For me, that was the problem with it. That was my problem with it. Like, you know, they always put Battle of the Belts right after Rampage at 11 o'clock at night.
right.
You think people are watching wrestling? I mean, I watch wrestling all day, every day. But do you think people are watching these shows, a new episode of a show, at 11 o'clock at night
That's a
on
great
television?
question. That's a
They're
great
not.
question. No.
Half of them are if they're up, they're watching the news. But most
Right.
people are asleep by that time.
Exactly.
Even though it's a Friday night, half of them are asleep or they're out partying. If you're like 25 and under, you
right.
know,
Except
like
for
they're like
right. You're right.
like they're either out partying if you're a young guy or a young gal or whatever you identify as. But if you're a young person, you're probably out partying. You're not watching like wrestling at
Right,
11 o'clock at night.
right,
But like you're watching, you're out partying or you're asleep. You know, a lot of your older people, that are hitting like their 30s or their 40s, they're asleep by 9 o'clock at night
exactly.
at the time. So it's like the time slots don't really. I agree with that. The time slots needs to be better.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I said. The
I
time slot.
honestly, they're honestly trying to make a show the same length as Rampage and put it on a Saturday at 6 o'clock. Why can't you just move Rampage to Saturdays at 6 o'clock if you're gonna
Right,
do that, and then
right,
have maybe at 7 Battle of the Belts if you do if you're doing
right,
Battle of the Belts like right
exactly.
after it. If you want to do it, just have 6 o'clock Rampage, 7 o'clock Battle of the Belts.
Right.
Not hard.
No, it's not. Um,
But every single time they just want to air whatever movie people watch for the billionth time on TV, or they want to show the same show that they show on syndication all day every day.
right.
Like there's like dude, like what comes on after Dynamite? Young Sheldon, because that show comes on right after that because they've aired it all day and they're doing a marathon,
Right,
and they do that
exactly.
every single day, or they show a
Exactly.
random movie. And the same thing with Rampage on TNT. What comes out on after Rampage? A random movie.
Right.
Like and what they have on before that? A random movie. You could take away the movie and put on Rampage. It's not hard.
No, it's not.
And plus putting a show on a time slot where another person's show used to be on, you're not going to appease everybody. Okay? That's what happens with TV.
Exactly.
You're not going to appease everybody by putting something that they don't like in their time slot.
Exactly.
Like that's TV for you. You're not going to appease every single person
Right.
by eliminating their show they used to watch at this certain time for another show for the same time. So
Hmm.
if like Tony Khan, it's okay to piss some people off, but think of the fans that you have right in front of you. No one's watching Rampage at 10 o'clock, dude.
No,
No,
no, no. Some people do and some people don't.
some people, but look at the ratings. Look at the ratings. Only like 900,000 out of a million people watch it.
Right.
So it's like another like what 100,000 right there that don't watch it. So it's like you alienated 100,000 of your viewers.
Exactly.
You got to appease your entire wrestling fan base. Put the show at 8 o'clock. Run that for an hour. Then you can show the random movie that you were going to show at 8 o'clock. That's fine.
Yep. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Rampage was great. Man, Rampage was okay. I enjoyed the matches. They were great.
Thursday at 7. I wouldn't put it. I mean, I wouldn't put it on Thursdays because Impact airs on Thursdays,
Right.
and I mean, then again, it would work because they only run an hour for Rampage.
Right. Exactly. So
So it
I
go from
put
7. I
seven
would
to
I would
eight.
actually do that. I would actually do that. I would put Thursdays at 7. You have Rampage, then you have Impact. Two,
Right.
you have bang for you have two. You kill two birds with one stone,
Right.
and you're not in competition with each other.
No.
But then you're like, oh, there's more wrestling on. Let me watch that. That's cool, and it's still early. And it's still early in the evening, to where
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Right,
So
because
it's
you could
like,
be sitting there and unwinding after work or after school or whatever,
yes,
and you want to watch something entertaining, you turn on Rampage at 7. And then if you want more entertainment, you turn to Impact at 8.
yes, yeah,
Mm,
and that would work. That would totally work.
that would
So
work. I agree with the
So I would
assessment.
actually do that. Then just have Rampage on Fridays right after SmackDown at 10 o'clock, and then Battle of the Belts which they do on occasion right after
Right,
Rampage at 11 o'clock when majority of the people in the world are just or in the nation because I can't really say the world because it's
right,
different time zones, but the majority of the people like in the East Coast are asleep. So
right,
you can't really do that. Like on the West Coast, they probably watch. They're probably one of the 900,000 that do watch. The East Coast is what I'm worried about because you're airing that at 10 o'clock at night, at 11 o'clock at night. A lot of your people on the East Coast are sleeping.
right.
So that's my issue.
Well, Damien says that Thursday wouldn't work because they have Impact in New Japan. Well, yes. Well then.
But you got to think, Damien. You got to think. Impact comes on at 8, and then right after that they show Impact Wrestling right after. So
Right,
it would work because of that. Unless you're talking about they. Then again, they do air uh New Japan at 7 right before Impact starts, so that would
right,
present an issue. So I do see Damien's point now because I forgot it goes New Japan Impact back to New Japan, which they show the same episode they had aired 2 hours prior or
right.
4 hours prior. So I, I
So
do I
that
do
wouldn't
see
work.
I do see where it doesn't work.
Right. But however, here's another thing that you could do. You could
Do it
move,
Thursdays. Honestly, do it Thursdays at 6.
or 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 you could move Rampage to 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, and then right after that you have the NXT, which comes on at 8. So that works. That works also.
Then again, I don't think that we would want to have they would get pissed off.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
is
you're
our
right.
why is our rival working the same day as we are?
Well, right. Yeah,
That would present an issue.
right.
But
That
then
would be an
again, but
issue.
they actually were complaining when Rampage was first a thing that they were working the same day as, you know, SmackDown.
Right,
So there's still an issue, there's still a rift there. So I would actually just go with the Saturday thing or have Saturdays at 6. Um and then probably move to a special day when the WWE does a pay per view, so it doesn't piss
right,
them off.
right. So, um, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this show.
Honestly, if they keep losing ratings, Damien, if they keep losing ratings, they're gonna
Right,
have to go YouTube. They're gonna if they
right,
keep losing ratings for Rampage. So I would
exactly.
see that happening if they keep losing ratings.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for our show. We hope that you
SmackDown
enjoy.
is bigger than NXT. Tuesday would be better for Rampage and Friday. Then again, yeah. Then again,
Yeah,
I do agree with Dylan here.
yeah,
Yeah, I would put it on Tuesdays.
yeah,
Um, but I feel like with that, it takes the sign. It kind of does take the shine away from the younger talent in WWE trying to make a name for themselves,
right,
so they can get to the main roster. But then again, it's at 7 o'clock that Rampage is going to be on. So who
right,
cares? Because right after Rampage, you're gonna see NXT on a different station.
right,
Like, oh, NXT's on. Let me put that on. I just finished up watching Rampage. I want to watch more wrestling.
right, exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you were entertained by us tonight. We will be back next Saturday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We
Yes.
will be back again for Elite Talk because I had so much fun with Tyler. We're
Oh,
gonna do.
this was a ball, man. I really had fun. We cracked some jokes. We talked about AEW wrestling, um,
Yes,
our issues, what we liked, what we didn't like.
right.
We dissected good enough to where we can warrant another episode of this.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I really hope the people liked it though. I really hope it's not about us. It's about these wonderful people watching. So I hope you
Exactly.
got. We hope you guys enjoyed this. And sorry that I kept looking up. The Phillies game is on right now, guys. So um, sorry about that. But if you guys liked it, if this is what it's about, if you guys liked it, so if you guys liked it, um, be prepared because we got some more coming for you, man.
Yeah, this is the first inaugural episode, ladies and gentlemen, of Elite Talk.
Yes.
And we will be back again in cyberspace next Saturday at 4 Eastern, except out in the West Coast. Um, and then I will be back again in cyberspace. If you're not sick of me already, well, you're
Yo,
gonna see
Diddy.
you're gonna see me again in cyberspace on Monday night for our 10th edition of the Raw Watch Along, and of course next Thursday the Wrestling Experience returns to your airwaves. I'm not sure who my
Man,
guest is.
man, listen. All right, listen. These people ain't gonna ever get enough of our beautiful faces.
No,
Let's get real.
no, no. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back on Monday night. I will also be back Thursday night for the wrestling experience. I'm not sure who my guest is going to be yet. I haven't figured that out yet, but I
If you
will.
want, honestly, if you want me on there, I'll be down.
Oh,
I'll be down if
oh,
you want to. I'll just tell
oh,
Rob I'm gonna be on your show.
oh.
If you want me to be on it,
Well, then, ladies and gentlemen, I think, like Adam
give
Pierce
the
says,
people what they want. They want our beautiful faces, man.
uh,
Give the
uh,
people what they want this week.
well, ladies and gentlemen, like Adam Pierce says, I guess this is official. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler will be here with me on the wrestling experience, and we're going to discuss AEW Dynamite.
Thank God that Adam Pierce said that, and instead of me being in a triple threat match, I don't want to be in no triple threat match.
So,
Not
ladies,
against Gunther. All right,
no.
not against Gunther.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back next Monday night for the Raw Watch Along, and of course the wrestling experience with Tyler and I. We're gonna discuss AEW. We're gonna have a lot of fun together because, ladies and gentlemen, we are just like peanut butter and jelly. It goes together.
Yes, we
So,
do.
so, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed the show. We hope that you have a great rest of your Saturday evening, Tyler. Have a great rest of your Saturday evening. Enjoy
Oh, you
yourself.
too, brother. You too, brother.
And thank you all for tuning into the streams. And thank you for an incredible week last week. All of the views have been fantastic. Thank
Oh
you
yeah,
so much for
you
all
guys.
you do.
You guys really showed up and showed out. Not only for Earl's channel, not only for the Philly Sports Talk podcast, but the All Star Sports Network. You guys showed up, showed out. Hardcore Sports Network. You guys showed up, showed out. We thank you on the behalf of the All Star Sports Network and the Hardcore Sports Network and our channels. Thank you
Exactly.
guys.
Yes.
We're in this for you guys first and
Yep.
foremost. We're not in it for us. We're in it for you, and we always have fun doing this, hanging out with
Yes.
y'all.
Yes.
So thank you guys.
Yes, and thank you all for tuning in. And again, enjoy the rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. And happy Easter and
Happy Easter.
Passover to everyone.
Yes,
And
yes.
I will be back Monday night for the Raw Watch Along. So long, everyone.
Peace.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host Joe Cole,
Acknowledge me.
coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Joe Cole.